afternoon, everyone. First of all, I say thank you for coming here today, and I say thank you for taking your time and attend the event in this afternoon. Okay, before we start, let me introduce myself first. My name is Natasya Eka, and you can call me Natasya. I'm a student in Unika Sugiyopranoto, Faculty of Psychology, and I come from Semarang. I live in Jatisari. Based on research, the national average for mild mental disorder is 11.6%, and in Indonesia there is data for 2012. WHO estimates that the average suicide-related death rate is 4.3% per 100,000 population. It can be consulted to understand how the first step to deal with stress. Therefore, today we will discuss what coping is. Okay everyone, my presentation is divided into three main parts. First, I'm going to explain about definition of coping. Then, I'm going to explain about stress factor. And lastly, explain about problem-solving strategies. For timing, question, and handout, my presentation will take about 10 or 15 minutes, starting from the beginning of the presentation to answering a question. There will be time for question after my presentation. For the question session, I will divide into two terms with 5 questions. Question will be accommodated in advice then answered. I'm happy to answer any question as I talk. Okay, for handout, don't worry. If anyone needs my PowerPoint, I'll be handing out copies of the PowerPoint slide at the end of my talk. Now we'll move on to our first discussion, namely the definition of coping. Well, now the number of suicide is increasing. There must be a stressor that causes a problem to make an individual take this action. Therefore, we must know about coping. Coping is an individual effort to cope with stressful situation due to the problem at hand by making cognitive and behavioral change in order to gain a sense of security in himself. As I see it, each individual has its own way to find the problem at hand. Some are found in the form of recreation, increase spiritually, and some even lead to negative things such as drinking alcohol and illegal drugs. We add that everyone has their own styles to deal with the problem at hand. Next, we will discuss about what factor cause of stress. There are 2 factors that cause stress. The first is internal factor, and secondly, there are external factors. We will start to discuss internal factors. Everyone knows that the internal factor that causes suicide is stress. In the coping method, even though the stressor is large, if the problem management style is good and has good coping skill, then no matter how big the problem will not lead to things that are destructive, both for oneself and for others. Secondly, we will discuss external factors. External factors such as the social environment also greatly influence individual coping. There must be strong supportive from the surrounding environment, especially those close to you. People who commit suicide tend to be hopeless, negative think, and to generalize. Therefore, to prevent prolonged stress, we must know how to solve the problem, namely by coping. First, long-term coping method. This method is constructive and is an effective and realistic way dealing with psychological problems for a long time. There are several things that can be done, namely talking or confiding in other people, trying to find more information about the problem at hand, connecting the situation or problem at hand with supernatural strengths, and doing physical exercise to reduce tension or problems, making various alternative action to reduce problematic situation, or take lesson from past event or experience. Second, short-term coping method. This method is used to reduce psychological stress or tension and is quite effective. For a while, activities that can be done using alcohol or drugs, daydreaming and fantasies, trying to see the humorous aspect of an unpleasant situation, not hesitating and feeling confident that everything will return to stability, sleep a lot, smoke a lot, cry or switch to other activities in order to forget the problems. Both of this method provide option for individuals to overcome tension and adjust to various situations that cause problem both from the environment and from within oneself. Everyone has abilities that are used to maintaining integrity both physically and psychologically. That's all I have to say about coping. I hope all can understand the material that I convey. To control the stress can be handled by yourself before it gets bigger so that it can minimize the occurrence of undesirable things. By doing positive things and encouraging ourselves, we are already coping for ourselves. Don't forget to take a little vacation and do the things we love. Okay, I suggest you, if you feel tired already, take a short break and take a deep breath like it makes our mind more relaxed. Do not force your mind to work when you are tired because it can affect your mood and can even be a major source of stress. If we do that, then it's a good first step towards caring about our own mental health. Well, I think that's all for today. How important it is for you to remember that your mental health is very important to continue living life. Okay, it has been explained earlier that I open 2 question terms with a total of 5 questions per terms. For the first term, I encourage the audience to ask questions with a raised hand. Okay, then for the second terms, I encourage the audience to ask with raised hand. Okay, then for the second terms, I encourage the audience to ask with raised hand. Okay, thank you for all your questions. Okay everyone, lastly but not least, I've heard words like to breathe the air in the morning, for instant noodle at 12 o'clock in the night, for hear the soothing sound of the rain, and for people you care about. Keep your mental health for the little things that are valuable in your life. Thank you all for coming and thank you for attention. See you next time.